Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am so extremely happy to have you here with us tonight. Now, tonight is a special night because tonight is the last trading psychology session with funding pips in 2023. In 2024, we will resume as always, as normal, but tonight I want to help you to highlight your strategy for 2024. I want to make sure that you walk into 2024 with confidence, with the tools that you need, with the mindset that you need, and most importantly, with our support that you will need to achieve what you want to achieve. I want you in 2024, December 2024, to look back at your year and say, yes, I've made it. I did get to where I wanted to get to. That's what I want for you. And this is what we will be pushing for 2024. But it only can happen. It only can happen when you will put in the work. We have been here with you for the past few months, providing you with the knowledge, providing you with the guidance. But now the part that is going to make it happen is on you. However, because so many of you had been keep on coming to those sessions, and I'm so excited to have you here during our webinars, during our workshops, during our traders roundups, on Discord, on Twitter, you engaged, you're with us, you show us your attendance. And because of that, I want to reward you with giveaway accounts. So the rules were today to take part in a giveaway account is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow on Twitter 3 accounts that I have highlighted, which is Khalid's, Funding Pips, and my own, and to come to this session and be active during this session. And look, I don't want you to feel the pressure that you have to be active out of nowhere and say things that don't make sense, but engage with what we are talking about. And I will be asking you questions, and I will be asking you for some reflections, and I will be asking you some things that will help you to kind of, plant that seed. And at the end of this session, we will draw 4 winners for 10K accounts. So let's get rolling. Okay. Now, this session is necessary because it is necessary to walk into a year knowing what you want to get out of that year. Okay. And this is what I want you to focus on. Now, the past session, we have talked about reflections, because you need to be aware and you need to know what it is that you need to work on in order to move on and in order to improve. So any improvement that you are going to receive in any possible way, from trading, from your life, from your career, from anything, in order to improve as a human being, you need to collect feedback. You need to collect that data. And your feedback and data was provided to you over the period of 2023. This is where your trading and your results, maybe whether you achieved what you wanted to achieve or whether you haven't achieved what you wanted to achieve, both the successful trading year or unsuccessful trading year, has been a huge learning curve. It has been a set of data giving you feedback about your trading strategy, feedback about how you handled stress, feedback about how you handled your emotions, feedback about your risk management, feedback about your strategy. So now it is your job not to kind of brush it off and just stroll into 2024 expecting different results, but to actually take on board those things. And as you will take on board those things and what the feedback is telling you about what other things you need to work on, this is where you can cultivate the plan. And this is why I want to highlight how important it is for you to have goals for 2024. However, I want those goals to not be goals kind of pulled out of thin air. I want those goals to be backed by data, by the data that you have received in 2023. I want you to look at those results, and I really want you to evaluate yourself. Now, if you haven't done that already, and if this session is the first session that you have ever attended, just to let you know that on Funding Pips YouTube channel, we have the whole playlist with over 20 trading psychology webinars and workshops where you will be able to see different titles in different areas that we have explored that you can tap into and see what it is that you need in order to progress and move forwards. Now, specifically, last session was talking about the reflection and thinking in depth about how did things go in terms of successes, failures, in terms of things that I need to improve on. Now, I want you, and I would assume that you have that data, that you have reflected, and that you understand what are the things that you still need to work on. And those things should be the things that you will be heading towards in the future to improve. So this is exactly what we are going to talk about. And I've repeated this before. I'm going to repeat it again. And I will probably repeat it in the future, in 2024 and even in 2025. I give you the simplest example that I had given plenty of times to our traders. Imagine that goals are like your GPS map. Okay, a map when you are in a car and you want to get from the point A to the point B. Okay, so you know your destination, and think about it, could be getting funded with 100K account, with 200K account, with 50K account, with scaling up your accounts, with getting the hot seat, with getting 10K account, with getting first withdrawal, whatever that goal might be. This is your B. This is your end result. Okay. Now, there are two ways that you can do it. One way is by setting yourself a goal. When you set yourself a goal, you are giving yourself, yes, that direction, but also you are actually building yourself a path to achieving that goal. Okay. Now, when you build yourself a path to achieving that goal, it is like you're getting into the car and you're going to set yourself a GPS. When you're going to set yourself a GPS, you will approximately know that the drive from point A to point B is going to take you 5 hours. You will know the turns and what kind of roads you are going to approach because you have that overview and outlook on how long the journey might be, what kind of journey it is in terms of turns, in terms of conditions, weather conditions, road conditions, etc., you can prepare for it accordingly. What you can also do is you can, on your way, slow down, you can pause, you can go at higher speed as it feels relevant to the way that you are feeling tired or empowered, and eventually you are going to get there. And what it actually means that even if that road meant to take 5 hours, but is going to take you 10 hours, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you are going to get there. And there is another scenario that a lot of people are practicing right now is from point A, they want to get to the point B. However, they don't know the road. They don't know what turns they are going to take. They may have an incline, an idea of what the end destination might be, but they actually don't know how to get there. And mistakenly, they are rushing things. They are going 100 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour, and they are speeding. But because they don't know the turns, that they don't know the conditions, they don't know the roads, they don't know which road to take, they end up going 100 miles per hour round in circles. And round in circles, as you're going to go like that, this is the type of mess you will start dealing with inside of your head. You're going to start feeling confused, frustrated, and angry because you will feel like, I am keep on trying, I am keep on giving everything, but I am not getting where I want to get to. So it's actually not about the speed, it's about the quality of the road and understanding the road and breaking down the road. And this is precisely what the goal setting is going to help you to do and achieve on your trading journey. And this is what I want you to think about for 2024, where you're heading to and how you are going to get there. And I'm going to give you a framework and I'm going to give you details about understanding where you are going to go and what you want to achieve, because there is a specific reason in understanding where you want to go and how you are going to get there, because that actually is going to get you somewhere. The reason why people will start in January with New Year resolutions, because it is good to do it. It's a fresh start. It's a new year, new week, new month, and it is good to go. It is good to set yourself those targets. However, the sad thing is that in December 2024, people will look back at the year and they will be in the same position that they were in January 2024. But that's not what we want. And the reason why that happens is because the emotion, the motivation will eventually wear off. So I want you to focus on harnessing the power of goal setting. And I want you to put a path ahead of you, a path that has to be filled in with your hard work, with your habits, with your behaviors, with your choices. And those behaviors and habits and choices should be based on the things that you have reviewed from 2023, that you understand the emotions that you have experienced, that you understand the bad habits that you have expressed in the markets, the self-destructive behaviors, the bad choices that you have made. Because understanding those things will give you a road towards the things you still need to work towards, you still need to work on, what you need to achieve, how you need to go ahead and better yourself, not just as a trader, but as a human being, in terms of the way you carry yourself. I want you to walk into 2024 and think, I have enough of being average or having average results. I want to be extraordinary, but you cannot expect extraordinary results by doing ordinary things on a daily basis. You need to start practicing the extraordinary things. You need to set yourself those heights to achieve. And listen, you will set yourself those heights, and sometimes you may underachieve those goals or overachieve those goals. But there is always a target, a height that we should be working towards. And I want to highlight another thing about your goals, that even if you are stepping up, even if you have taken one step, second step, and you are actually climbing up, you may still struggle, because as you will achieve a new height on your trading journey, on your goals journey, this will be a new place that you have never been in before. You have never perhaps had the 100K account, or been on a hot seat, or scaled up your accounts, or get paid consistently 5 weeks, 5 months in a row. And sometimes those new situations, even though they are considered a success, those new situations will put pressure on us, because we will not understand what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to behave and act, because we've never experienced that situation before. So regardless whether you are stepping up, whether you are doing better, or whether not, there is always going to be a room for improvement. So I tell you this right now, and I want you to really think about it, and I want you to really be honest with yourself. Are you ready to keep on progressing, to keep on growing, to keep on pushing yourself? Because that's essentially what trading career is going to demand from you, to always be better, to always strive for something that is going to provide you with excellent results. And I will tell you one thing, and that is the thing that I have learned, that trading is about mental excellence. It really is about what our edge is, and understanding our edge as traders, that it is not just psychology, it is not just trading, it is about trading, it is about mental edge, and it is about risk management. Okay, and I really, really want you to align your mindset, your actions, your behaviors, and your strategies with what you want to achieve. And I want you to take your time with achieving it, because the slower you will go, the faster you are going to get there. And the only reason the faster you are going to get there, because you are going to have a clear path of what it is that you want to achieve. And like I said, and I'm going to say it again, it is reflection on the past that is going to inform your future. Okay. And to set those meaningful goals, you need to understand your last year, and you need to review your trades, yourself, your emotions. What strategies worked? What strategies didn't work? Which trading sessions worked for you? Which trading sessions did not work for you? Which entry models worked for you? Which risk to reward ratios worked for you the most? And when you're thinking about, for example, risk to reward ratio, don't just think about the return on investment in terms of the monetary value, but think about also your peace of mind. Maybe, you know, there were times that you were holding your trades for 1 to 10s, but actually psychologically that would deteriorate you because you would feel anxious and nervous and stressed. And once you eventually got that, you would have to take a lot of losses on your way before actually, you know, achieving that 1 to 10. Or maybe it would cost you too much in terms of your psychology or your mental resilience. So perhaps then you may discover that actually the most essential or most beneficial risk reward was 1 to 3, because you felt at ease and you felt like actually bigger stop losses are giving you a chance, or the price giving the chance to breathe. You don't stress as much, and actually those consistent 1 to 3s can get you to where you want to be. So I want you to think about all of those things and cultivate that mindset of growth, of learning, of moving forwards, and to kind of take into consideration that every market encounter is giving you an opportunity to learn, okay? And that you are able to reflect, and you can only do that by actually thinking of each day, each trade as a single piece of data that is informing you about something. The trade that either is going to work or not going to work, and that is absolutely fine. It's just one piece of data, and do not allow for that one piece of data to affect the rest of your week, the rest of your month, or the trajectory of your challenge account or your funded account. Okay, so I want you to think about your trading, and again, refer back to the session that we had last week, and that is going to help you a lot. Now, setting smart goals, because that is what is going to get you to where you need to be. So I want you to now think about it in different ways. We are going to give you the framework today, and I'm going to give you examples, and I'm going to explain it to you. Okay, but I also want you to look into more detail in terms of goals and in terms of breaking down your milestones, which is one of our webinars, one of our first webinars that we did at Funding Pips, where we are talking about roadmap to goal setting. The subject is something similar, and that is going to help you to go into even more detail. Okay. However, I want you to think about the concept of smart goals and your trading. And I want your goals to be specific. I want your goals to be measurable. I want your goals to be achievable. I want your goals to be relevant, and I want your goals to be time bound. So each element of the goal setting is going to ensure that the goals are clear, trackable, realistic, aligned, and have broader trading objective. But at the same time, we have a defined timeline, and you can only improve what you track. Okay, so I want you now to kind of think about what are you going to use to track your progress. So you can drop it in the comment sections. What do you use to track your trading performance? And maybe by dropping it into the comment section on our YouTube live that is happening right now, you will actually give each other's idea, or you're going to give yourself some kind of idea about how you can improve it. Think about how you've been tracking your goals, how you've been tracking your trades, how you've been tracking your emotions in the last year, and how you are going to do it right now. Because I really, really want you to have access to that data. I want you to be able to make it trackable in a way that at the end of each month, you are able to review your trades, your emotions. You know, what happened, how this happened. Oh, look, this trade was good, but why was it good? Oh, okay, I entered, but I actually felt really down about it. And I can see a pattern that on Fridays, I usually feel extremely stressed, etc., etc. So there will be different things that will come up. And that is the purpose of the journal. The journal is going to show you your trades, but it is about having accessibility to those trades and being able to look back and understand, why did certain sessions work? Why did certain patterns work? Why did certain days work? Why did certain time of the month worked? And the way you felt, whether external things had an impact on the way that you felt or you made your decisions. I want you to have access to all of that data it is absolutely necessary for you to understand, because that is the only way of improvement. If you think about it and you think about any type of business, this is what they do. They track the performance of the employees, of their sales, of, advertisement. They understand the statistics, because those statistics will inform your future movements. So this is exactly what I want you to think about. So now someone says, I know mistakes every single day, which is fantastic, so I want you to think about that. And I want you to also think about, however, not just journaling your mistakes. I want you to also journal the good things, because I don't want your brain to just be always focusing on the things that went wrong. I want you to always to focus on the things that went right, And I have also something for you, okay, to think about here. I want you to also take a note of the trades that you did not enter. So, of course, everybody usually, journals the trades that they took profit from, break even or stop loss. But a lot of people do not actually journal the trades that they missed opportunity on. And those trades can actually reveal a lot to you, because you may actually recognize a certain pattern that you might be waiting for a certain confirmation in a certain market scenario. And as you will note those missed opportunities, you may recognize a pattern that you no longer need to wait for those extra confirmations, or there will be a pattern. Why do you miss those opportunities, or what has happened? And you will understand the reason behind it. So those are the type of elements that I want you to think about. But now let's think about your goals. Okay, SMART goals. So I want everybody to zone in and think about your trading goals. Think about what you want to achieve in 2024. Close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. Only close your eyes if it's safe. But think about it. Be realistic, though. What do you want to achieve at the end of December 2024? Genuinely. I want you to be specific. Specific. So this is the first word of the SMART goal, specific. I want your goal to not just say, I want to be funded. I want to get a payout. I want you to explain it to yourself now. Please do it now. And if you care to share in a comment section, you're more than welcome to. If you want to keep it private, I absolutely understand. So I want you to think about a specific goal, and I want it to be specific, and I want it to be something of that sort. I want to get funded with 100K account by June 2024. I want you to really say the number and what it is that you want. I want to be paid by December 2024 from my funded account at least 7 times on a monthly basis. I really don't want you to be ambiguous. I want you to be very specific about the numbers. Or if you already have a funded account, you could say, instead of setting a goal, I want to increase profits. I want to be more profitable. You could say, I want to increase my profit by 5%, specifically on Euro USD, because that is the pair that I am focusing on. Or it could be something else. It doesn't have to be a monetary goal. It could be something like, I want to increase my win rate, or I want to decrease my losing rate, or I want to improve my entries, or I want to improve my risk management. But be specific. Doesn't have to be one goal, could be more. But make sure that each goal is going to be tracked properly, because we don't want to throw those goals around. I want this, I want that, but we do nothing about them. We just throw those empty words into the air, but we actually don't follow up on them. I want you to follow up on them. So I want you to be conscious about what you are saying. So then, number 2, we want your goal to be measurable. So I need you to track your progress, and I need you to know whether you've achieved your goals or whether you haven't, or whether you are getting closer to it. So this is the reason for journaling your trades. This is the reason for scoring yourself from 1 to 10 at the end of each day, and reflecting at the end of the day to tell yourself whether you have prepared well, before you came into the markets, whether you've analyzed the markets well, whether you have stuck to your trading plan, whether you have journaled your trades, whether you have reflected at the end of the day, and whether you have managed your emotions. Because remember, it's not about not experiencing the emotions. It is about experiencing the emotions in the market, but managing them effectively and not acting on those emotions. And then at the end of the day, give yourself a score, 7 out of 10. Today, I have managed my emotions very well. One trade I have gone into too fast, but I reminded myself that I need to stay patient. It taught me a lesson. And then for the rest of the New York trading session, I was really rigorous about picking my setups and about entering my trades. Overall, I ended up in profit. Overall, I ended up on break even or even on minus. And I don't want you to be scoring yourself 1 to 10 based on your result in a market. Even if you are -1% or -2%, the most important thing is whether you stay disciplined, whether you prepared in a market, whether you have journaled your trades, whether you did take the trades that you said you would, whether you reviewed your performance. Those are the measurable things. This is how we're going to measure whether you are getting to where you want to be, where you say to yourself by March, for example, or by June, like we said, I want to have 100K funded account. Okay, so let's break it down. So then by March, maybe you want to be funded by 50K. So in January, you are going to just trade a demo account to measure whether you are sustainable, whether you are consistent. And in February, you may take up the challenge. Then by March, you will set yourself a goal to get 50K in funding. And once you have 50K in funding, you may wait another month until you get paid from that funded account to reinvest that money, put that money back into another challenge account. And then by June or July 2024, you will be a funded trader with 100K that you wanted, as an example. So this is how we break things down and how we set ourselves milestones, things we work towards. And this is where we need to make those goals achievable, because they need to be realistic and attainable. I don't want you to walk into 2024 and say, okay, end of January, I want to be on the hot seat with funding pips, or I want to have my funded account and I want to get paid and I want this. You are rushing things. Set yourself that realistic, achievable, attainable success. This is what's going to stop you from rushing, that you have to take every trade, every move in the market, that you have to take every single piece out of the market. That is going to make you feel calmer, that you actually can have a losing week. You can have a losing day. You can have a losing month. That doesn't mean that you're not managing your account well. That means that you are doing everything that you're supposed to do, because your trading is about managing your account. It's not about blowing it within few days, but it's about management of it. Okay. And then I want you to think about the relevance of that goal. So, that is going to help you think about the goal that should be relevant to the broader trading objective and aligning with your overall trading strategy and values. So, for example, your long-term objective might be to, at the end of the year, manage 300K accounts or 400K accounts, or that you want to eventually transition to full-time trading, or you want to transition into a specific style of trading. So remember about that broader picture, about that broader goal, what you are working towards, that there is that bigger picture. And when you think about that bigger picture and you think about all of those things, you're going to stop focusing on those little tiny things on a daily basis that do not matter. And finally, as the T out of the SMART goals, I want your goals to be time bound. So this is where I mentioned it before. I want you to define a timeline and deadlines and how you are going to progress based on your big goal, and then work it backwards in terms of 60-day milestone, 30-day milestone, what you're going to do on a weekly basis. And that is going to remove that unnecessary sense of urgency, where you will feel like you always have to chase your trades, that you always have to do the things that you don't actually need to do. Okay, that you really can just chill out. I tell you one thing, I know with my specific strategy, 4H 15 minutes entries, I know that even during a winning month, I can have losing weeks, because I'm looking at the monthly outcome of my trading performance. So you need to start looking at the broader outcome. It's not really about the daily result. It's not really about the weekly result. It is about a monthly result and what you are going to do about it. So I really want you to take those SMART goals and transform your vague aspirations into actionable plans that will be supported by your positive habits. So now, thinking about your habits from last year, thinking about how you want to move into 2024 and the goals that you just thought about, tell me, what are the new positive habits that you are going to implement in 2024 in January? What are you going to do that is different to what you have been doing over 2023? What are you going to focus on? Improving daily. Give me more detail. How are you going to improve daily? What is a specific thing that you are going to do? There we go. Byron is saying focus on 2 time frames only. Fantastic. What other things? What about outside of trading? Is there anything that you could be doing on a daily basis? Going to the gym. Oh, there we go. Aditya is saying, I already started gym, going to the gym. And the most important thing that I want you to focus on is when you say that you are going to do something, stick to it. And I mean it on a daily basis. When you say to yourself, I'm going to get up at 6 in the morning, don't snooze your alarm, wake up at 6 in the morning and get up at 6 in the morning, even if you are feeling tired. If you are going to say to yourself, I'm going to the gym at 4 p.m., don't go at 5 p.m., don't go at 4:30 p.m., go at 4 p.m. like you have planned. If you are going to say, I'm going to start reading that book, just pick up that book and start reading it. Because this is where you are building trust between yourself and yourself. You, as a human being, you have to build the trust between yourself and yourself, like you would with any other human being in terms of a relationship. You would not consistently say to your friend, I am going to come and see you, or not come and not see you, and this and the other, and consistently change your mind. That friendship wouldn't survive. And this is why it's so important for you to have that positive friendship with yourself, because then when you will be making decisions in the markets, you will be trusting yourself. But even if you cannot keep the word to yourself outside of the markets with the standard things that you are doing, you will also struggle with trusting yourself when it comes to the market. So I want you to build that trust. I want you to stick to your own word, because tell me why it is that you are more likely to stick to the promises that you are going to make to other people than sticking to those promises to yourself. Think about it, because there is nobody to tell you off. Your own opinion of yourself should matter the most. I want you to walk into 2024 with your heads high. I want you to walk into 2024 exactly with believing in yourself, like Mr. Bazooka just said. That's what I want you to do, to trust your promises that you give yourself, the promises that you give yourself. That's what I want you to focus on, okay? Melissa's saying I will stay true to my word and do what I say. Exactly, because that is what you need to do. Another one, Byron is saying practice for 2 hours every Saturday and Sunday. Fantastic. John is saying I will focus on my mindset and patience. I will stick to my strategy, max 3 trades per day. Because I tell you one thing, if you are actually going to stick to those rules, to those things that you are saying, you will achieve so much more and so much faster than you think that you are. Because you already deep within exactly know what you need to do. You exactly also know what works and doesn't work in the markets. You know that. All you have to do now is stick to your own word. But the practice starts outside of the charts too. It starts with your habits. Your habits, the way you live your life, the way you say you will do things even to other people. Let's now flip it. It's not just about relationship between you and you, but others. When you say to your partner, to your parent, to your daughter, to your brother, to your sister, I'm going to do this, stick to your word and do it. Stick to your word. Stick to the things that you said that you are going to do, whether you're tired or not. Do it, and you will not regret it. Okay. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a case study about successful goal setting in trading. Okay, so we have Trader M, and that Trader M is a retail forex trader with 2 years of experience. And initially, their trading approach was so, but eventually it led to, inconsistent results. Well, the trading was always inconsistent. That's what I'm supposed to say. Okay. So in early 2023, Trader M decided to focus on goal setting to improve day trading performance. So the goals that they have set for themselves was increase win rate. So Trader M aims to increase their win rate from 45% to 60% within 6 months. They also wanted to enhance their risk management, so they set themselves a goal to maintain a consistent risk to reward ratio of 1 to 2 on all of their trades. They also promised to themselves continuous education. Trader M planned to complete advanced technical analysis course. And actually, what that means is that instead of jumping from one strategy to another strategy, from one entry model to another entry model, they have decided to focus on their strategy and figure out inside out every single detail about that approach. Now, what is the actions that they have taken to achieve it? So in terms of structured learning, Trader M enrolled themselves to a course, and they have dedicated at least 3 hours per week to studying that course, and also back testing that course and putting it into action and forward testing it as well in a live market. They refined a strategy refinement. They refined their strategy to include more criteria for their entry models, because as with any trading strategy, there will be variety of entry models, and some may recommend 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. But as you understand the strategy and how we can figure out the bias, the analysis, you should adapt the entry model to yourself based on your mental capacity, emotional capacity, and what is going to help you flourish as a trader. Instead of, in terms of risk management discipline, Trader M consistently applied the new risk reward strategy, resisting the temptation to close too early or to hold because it looks juicy and we could get more out of the markets. So they just focused 1 to 2, I'm done. 1 to 2, I'm done. Now, they have obviously faced challenges. They struggled with their discipline to stick to their new risk management rules, especially when there was volatility in the markets, and especially when price whipped them at the stop loss and then went their direction. That really caused them to chase those trades. They also found it challenging to balance their full-time job with trading, which a lot of people find that as a challenging thing to do. Now, the solutions. So the Trader M started using Trading Journal to closely track how they adhere to their risk management rules, and that helped them to reflect on their decision making. And this is what they did, and this is something that I have mentioned in the last session. They have created the real trading journal of the actual results and what if I did not break my rules journal. So journal number 1 is focusing on the trader's actual results, whether they closed early, whether they have held the trade for longer, whether they trade ended up being break even, etc., etc. And then they included a note with the reason why they closed early, why they have held for longer, or why the trade actually ended up break even or stop loss instead of profit. And they made a note to understand the reason behind it. They had a second journal where they have just inputted that trade as 1 to 2. Okay. Then at the end of a month, they were able to compare the results and see actually if I stuck to my trading edge, my result would have been, let's say, 12% return. But because I broke my rules, my return only is 6%. So actually 50% loss of what I could have got if I did not get my emotions to get in a way. And that was very effective for them because they could really see the impact, emotional impact, and the results, the skewed results, and also pure mathematical edge when it comes to the trading. And that helped them with reflection and with the process of decision making for the next month and the month after and the month after. So they have also set specific times for their trading activities and studies and backtesting sessions to have consistent routine. So this is where somebody said in a comment section that over the weekend they're going to backtest 2 hours per weekend or each day of the weekend. Well, I would also suggest be specific with timing. At 9 a.m. on Saturday, I'm going to do it. 5 p.m. on Sunday, I'm going to do it. Because if you just say Saturday or Sunday, especially with the weekends, especially if you're working or studying or you have other commitments, you will start finding excuses not to do those things because the life will just get in a way. But if you are very consistent with this is scheduled time and this is when I'm going to do it, I personally like doing those things in the morning. So then I have the rest of the day to spend time with my family or do some other things. So for example, on Saturday, I would say, all right, I am going to spend from this time to this time on backtesting, and then I can move on with my day or on reviewing the markets, on doing this or the other. So that really helps me. So I want you to develop yourself a timetable where I want you to be very specific about your trading sessions to make it work around your timetable, your commitments, your career, your jobs, your studies, anything. I want you to be very specific, or even based, of course, on your trading results. If you have noticed that New York session is more effective, stick to New York session. If you think that London session is more effective, stick to the London session. Okay, so I want you to be very much scheduled in terms of that. I want you to also schedule yourself the review of the markets. Are you going to review the markets on a daily basis? So end of day markups, where you're going to take a look at the markets, whether you traded or not. You're going to see, okay, those were the opportunities. And that way, every single day, you are bettering yourself as a trader. And I would actually very much recommend it. You can also do review at the end of the week, but those daily reviews really help you to have an outlook. Okay, this happened in the markets. I didn't get to trade today, or this didn't happen in the market. And then you are learning from it. You move into the next day and you repeat that process. And it's a really great learning process. And then also, obviously, building that time for backtesting, forward testing, for reviewing, for self-education, for personal growth. I want you to develop those pockets of time where I would rather for you to review the markets at the end of the day for 15 minutes each day, instead of scrolling on social media or watching something. 15 minutes. And that consistency, 15 minutes per day from Monday to Friday, is going to be an hour and 15 minutes. For a month, that is going to be 4-5 hours of you being better trader and reviewing yourself every single day, rather than pressuring yourself to having to do something over the full weekend, over this or the other, and eventually that does not happen. So then what happened to trader M in terms of the outcome? So at the end of the 6 months, trader M win rate improved to 58%. So they aim was to increase it from 45 to 60, and they got it to 58. They successfully maintained their risk-reward ratio, which significantly reduced their overall trading losses. So what they have realized that they've been going for too much of a risk-reward ratio because of the high risk-reward ratio they were aiming for. The frequency of winning trades was not as much, and it had an impact on, the losses, number of losses, and the frequency of it. When they started taking those regular 1-2s, it actually reduced the overall trading losses, which helped them psychologically because they could see their balance moving in positive more often than not. And of course, they have completed the course and they have been better informed due to their backtesting, due to the reviews of the day, and due to journaling. So as a conclusion, it illustrates that this person has set themselves a very smart goal in terms of trading, and they were very specific about what they wanted to achieve, and they didn't make it too complicated, and they structured their learning in a disciplined way that did not overwhelm them. They did not have to study or backtest 5 hours a day. They did a little bit at the time, but they did it consistently. And that consistency has built a momentum, and that momentum has allowed them to compound the effect, the positive effect of their trading skill, of their trading mindset, of them developing as a traders, and that has compounded into something big, because it is very much comparable to trying to catch that one big incredible trade. Yes, okay, maybe once in a while, or whatever happens, trading news, people, doing all of those things, you will catch that 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. But remember, it is not about making money in the markets. It's about keeping money in the markets. Anybody can press buy or sell right at this very moment and make money in the markets, but the real professionalism is about keeping that money and managing that money. So that sporadic 1 to 10 or 1 to 20 is not going to make you a successful trader in the markets, but taking consistent pieces out of the market on a weekly basis, on monthly basis, that is going to make you a consistent trader over a long run. And it's the same with your behaviors, and it's the same with your habits, and it's the same with your schedules. So it's not about sitting and jarring, backtesting 5 hours in a day when you don't have that time. It's about doing it for 20 minutes a day. It's about reviewing the markets for 10 minutes a day. It's about analyzing the markets half an hour before. It's about journaling. It's about those little actions. So it's not about one big world-shattering behavior that is going to change your life forever. It is about those small, consistent, positive actions that you are going to make on a daily basis that are going to make you a better person, a better trader, more reflective. And that is going to make you more successful. So this is the mindset that I want you to take into 2024. And I want you to think now about your trading plan for 2024. And we already had a session. We already had a full trading psychology session dedicated to trading plans. But I am recapping with you, and I am reminding you about what is important. I want you to have defined trading plan, and I want you to define it. Okay? I want you to clearly state what you want to achieve with your trading, how you're going to generate the income, how you are going to grow your capital, how you are going to learn specific pairs, what is the specific strategy that you are going to take. Number two, I want you to determine your trading style. Like I told you, only because somebody will teach you to enter on 5 minutes time frame, 15 minutes time frame, 1 minute time frame, you can adapt it to you. You can adapt it to what works in terms of your personality, in terms of your emotional capacity, in terms of your commitments, work commitments, family commitments. You need to figure it out based on what works for you. Are you day trader, swing trader, position trader? Are you scalper? Why? Don't force yourself only because others are doing it. Do it because it suits you. That's the most important thing. I want you to think about risk management rules. I want you to set yourself guidelines on how much capital you are willing to risk per trade, how much capital you're willing to risk per week. So based on the average number of trades per week, you divide that risk. Let's say you are willing to risk 5% per week, and you divide that by 10%, 10 trades that you usually would take in a week. So that equals to 0.5% per trade. And that is your maximum. Then you have your maximum. That's your maximum loss in a week. Maybe you want to lose less in a week, 3%. Okay, so then you divide that by 10 trades, 0.3. Okay, you have to be smart about it. You are managing a capital. I want you to determine your stop loss and take profit levels for each trade. Are you going to have it fixed? Is it going to be based on certain levels in a market? I want you to think about the instruments. Choose your market condition, the instruments that you are going to trade. Is it going to be specific currency pair? Are you commodities trader? Are you stock trader? Is there going to be any specific pairs? Are you focusing on 5, on majors, on 1, on 2? I want you to think about your entry and exit criteria. What are your highest quality entry models? Are you going to grade them that this is A star model, this is A model, this is B model? On B models, I am going to risk less, whilst on other models, I'm going to risk more. Or are you going to just keep it consistent and trade one model? Or are you going to pay attention more to some significant levels in the market? What are your exit criteria? Why are you exiting the trade? Maybe you will have to develop criteria why you would exit the trade early. Maybe if something happens in the markets that gives you a sign that the price may reverse, you are going to do it. Or there might be a specific scenario in the markets, like a strong level, and you're going to go break even. How are you going to manage your money, your overall capital, your pocket, your wages? Don't just throw it around and go for things. Think about it. You should perhaps invest some money here and buy yourself something and then save some and this or the other. Preserve it. Have a strategy of how you're going to move forward. What's your trading schedule going to be like? Are you going to trade every single session, Asia session, London session, New York session? Maybe on different days you will be trading different sessions. Or maybe there is different times that you find more beneficial to yourself. What about the continuous education and learning? Are you going to backtest? Are you going to have a mentor? Are you going to join a certain community? Are you going to create yourself your own trading group with people that you are trading with? What are you going to do to continuously push yourself and move forward as a trader? How you're going to review your performance on a weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis? Because it's one thing journaling, but then you have to review whether you actually have done well. What about your emotional and psychological management? Are you going to have any strategies that's going to help you manage your emotions and maintain your psychological resilience? Are you going to practice mindfulness? Are you going to keep a journal on your emotions? How are you going to prepare before the markets to make sure that your stress levels are lower rather than being all over the place? How are you going to react after your emotions rise in the markets? How are you going to manage them? How are you going to keep the record of the trades, dates, instruments, exit points? I already asked you that question. And what is your support network? Your support network is absolutely the most important thing. Who are you going to talk to? Do you have people that understand you? Obviously, we have, ourselves on Discord, and we have those sessions. And this is why we're here. But it's important for you to have all of those things in place. All of those things in place. And now I want to focus on one thing, which is maintaining your focus, discipline, and motivation. Because the reason why we are talking about it is maintenance of focus is to always remember your goal and what you are heading towards in terms of the bigger picture, in terms of the smaller picture. So I want you to remember the bigger picture. Why are you doing things that you are doing? What are your whys? Your deep whys. Why have you even started trading? And I know the majority of us have done it for the people we love. We want to improve our lives. We want to improve the people we love lives as well. So maintain that focus. Maybe as part of your daily routine, you need to read yourself those affirmations and remind yourself of the overall goals, why you are doing what you are doing. Then also remember about those small focuses of the day. Why are you focusing on that specific part of development for this week, for this day? What has happened previous week? What has happened the previous day? Why are you focusing specifically on that? And in all of that, you need to stay disciplined and motivated. Motivation fades away. It's a feeling, but it's a nice feeling to have. But the discipline is the part that I need you to focus on the most. Somebody said in a comment section, emotions make me lose. Okay, so you already know what you need to work on then. This is the factor that is letting you down. What are you going to do about it? Just saying, oh, this makes me do it, and waiting for somebody to fix it for you, never going to work. It is all now down to you. It is all now down to you. So now I want you to think of the continuous learning. I want you to think about the continuous adaptation, because learning means adaptation, and learning comes from feedback. So be open to feedback. Listen to the markets. When the markets are telling you are stressed in a certain situation, think about how can you avoid not exposing yourself to that situation again. You should be your own protector. You should be doing those things to help yourself grow in the markets. And finally, I want you to commit to yourself about your growth and learning. I want you to be serious about it. Okay? I'm looking at the comment section and I'm loving it. I'm loving all of your engagement. I love all of your comments and how you have reflected on this session. And I want you to do something and tell me, what was the key thing that made you think that is going to be your main focus for 2024? 2024, this session, what was the seed that I have planted that helped you think, oh yeah, this is what I need to focus on. This is where my mind needs to be. All right, so we have goal setting. Great. Then we have detaching emotion from trading. Then we have more discipline and consistency. Then we have risk management. Then we have consistency out of trading. Let's be consistent in trading. Then we have being loyal to my trading system and rules. Fantastic. Smart goals, discipline, decreasing my loss and increasing my profit. Great. Consistency. Hold on, I'm losing it. Consistency. Oh, so many are coming. Schedule and discipline and psychology, journaling of the trades. 2024, refine my trading plan, setting realistic goals. I need to focus on journaling. Okay, great. I'm trading my first prop firm and promise to be disciplined. Fantastic. My main focus will be maintain a proper journal and be consistent. Look, all of those things that you said to me, there's loads that you said, and I'm loving it. Stick to it. Just stick to it. Like, think about this as your main focus. Stick to it. What are the behaviors? What are the habits? What are the things I need to do to stick to those goals? But think about specifics. Yes, discipline. Of course, discipline. But what area of your life are you going to be disciplined in? What area outside of trading are you going to be disciplined in? Okay? Those are all of the things I want you to think about. Now, what I want you to do now is I want all of you, so those who have come here and entered, thank you so much for coming to the session. Thank you so much for entering the challenge competition. And we have at random just picked traders, and the ones that are going to get the chance for winning the account and actually won the account are Hookah, Lastborn FX, Miranda, and Pair SEO. So I'm going to repeat: Hookah, Lastborn FX, Miranda, and Pair SEO. Please, Miranda, Lastborn FX, Pair SEO, and Hookah, drop your Discord name and I'm going to message you. Please drop your Discord name. Drop your Discord name in the comment section. Hookah, Lastborn FX. Hold on. Miranda and Per SEO. Please tell me what is your nickname on Discord, and I'm going to private message you straight after this session, and I'm going to announce it on Discord, and I'm going to announce it on Twitter. All right. So Hookah 3479. All right. Fantastic. Drop your Discord nicknames. Drop your Discord nicknames, especially the winners. If you don't, then that's fine. We will get to you. And look, guys, this is going to be something that I want to do on a regular basis, because it is very nice for us to give you the psychological power, the knowledge, the insight, and the guidance, but I also want to give you the opportunity to get yourself those challenges and to be gifted for your loyalty, for your support, and for everything that you have gone through with us on that trading journey, and we very much appreciate you. So thank you so much, guys. And I will see you in 2024, and I'm so excited for you, and I'm looking forward to the next great year with all of you. Thank you so much. Speak soon. Take care, and bye-bye.